Hello, students. We are going to discuss the role of managerial finance in relation to the evaluation concepts and methods. So, what are our learning objectives in relation to our topic? We would be looking at the definition of finance. Why do we need to take a look at the definition of finance? Because it will give us a holistic view of the subject matter in relation to the materials that we have, such as the related disciplines and your axioms, as well as looking into the role of finance in the business organization. And we have to look at the entities involved in finance, and that would be looking at the forms of business organization. Now, in any activity that you have to do, of course, you need to start with the goal because it will guide you in your plans with your expected output. Okay, then we will be looking at the primary disciplines affecting finance, then the primary activities of the who in finance, and he is the financial manager. Then one of the challenges in finance, the agency problem, because of the relationship of the owner and the firm. Now, let's take a look at the definition of finance. Sabi dito, it's a science. So if it is a science, the question that you have to ask yourself would be, what is science? Well, when you say science, it is systematic, right? So, a systematic body of knowledge. If it is a systematic body of knowledge with our subject matter of valuation, in what manner will it be affected? You have to make use of the system approach, okay? And with us, if it is the system approach, you have seven components. And what are the seven components using the system approach? You have the goal, you have the input, process, output, we have control, we have boundary, and you have interrelatedness, interdependency, and decomposition. Now, in finance, what's our goal? The goal would be maximization of shareholders' wealth. And for each topic that we're going to discuss, you are going to have input, process, output with regards to the specific area in finance, depending on who is involved. Then the boundary will take a look at the scope and how would that be related to control. When you say control, because finance is related to PCs, planning and control, function of management, you have preventive, detective, corrective, and then there needs to be the F word, feedback. That's your control mechanism. And all in all, this aspect, no, this characteristic or elements will be binded together by your interdependency, interrelatedness, and your interdependency, your interrelatedness, and decomposition. So, what is finance? Why is it science? Because it is a systematic body of knowledge, and in our subject, we would be applying the system approach quantitatively. What is our equation for the system approach again? That would be 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. That is your synergy effect. And then art, why? We need to have visual form. And with us in finance, what would serve as the visual form? What? Wait, that's why you have your output, and your output would be the decisions that you are going to make, and these decisions will be in the form of projected financial statements. No, and what else? Why art? Because you need to have the skills. And skill is knowing how to apply the knowledge that you have learned, no, in discuss, in our discussion, and that would be from the CAP, from your cup that you need to always put on your head. Pag walang cup, mahirap mag-apply ng skills to enhance your capacity, your productive capacity. And CAP will be, what is again CAP? Concepts, assumptions, and principle. Okay? So why art? Because we need to have the skills, the knowledge, and it has to be shown in visual form. Then the last item, the last word that you have to explain if you are in finance is money. It's all about money. Well, that's how it is. When you talk of finance, the first thing that comes to your mind is money. If that is so, then what would be your focus if it is about money? You have financing, you have investing, and you have operating. Okay? Because you need to have supply first, and then you are going to determine where to put your money. And we need to determine the value of money in each decision that we are going to make. So it's valuing the money, in the model that we have to learn from this subject matter. Okay, now what else do we have to be concerned of? Take a look at the definition. It has at the personal level and at the business context level. And when you say personal level or business context level, you are talking about who? Who are the entities involved if you are in finance? And who is involved? Isn't it we take up three when you talk about who? And and if it is who, these are the economic entities are the individual, the firm, and the government. You see, you have your GF, your girlfriend in finance. The government is normally concerned with regulating, although they can also be a participant. The firm, these are their concerns, no? How to raise money from. So if it is from, so you're talking about supply, and supply will be from different stakeholders, focusing on the owners and the creditors. Then how firms invest money. So that would be, if this one is financing, no, this one will be investing, because you need to grow, you need to earn. Okay. Now, the third item, firms has to decide to reinvest profit. Now, once you have already, this one is your profit, your earnings is already expected output, right? This is expected output from your performance, no? From what you did. What about this one? If you already earned profit, okay, if you already earned profit, what is the next thing that you have to do when you are earning profit? If I earn profit, the distribution, kasi you have to distribute, will be you have to put it into the business or you give it to the owner. That's why there is the term reinvest, kasi this is, ibabalik mo yung pinuhunan mo, yung kinita mo sa pinuhunan mo sa firm, Or, edi, bibigyan mo na ng share yung may-ari. No? Dahil you have already earned. Yung tinubo sa mo daw dadalhin. Yun yung major concern pag sa business. Paano pag individual? Kasi tatlo din siya, oh. How much earning? Ito kasi, dapat, kumbaga parang operating activities to eh, diba? Pag sa business. How much earning they spend? Dapat you have to perform well. And if you are at a personal perspective, saan ba nanggagaling yung earnings nila? Saan nanggagaling yung earnings? Compensation, salary, or income from business. Now, whether it is a compensation or a business income or a combination of both, your concern will be save or invest. You know that in savings, it's more of safekeeping. And this is where you're going to grow. This is where you'd be able to maximize what you earn. Because if you just put your money in the bank, when you save, you will just earn around 1 to 3%, depending if it is a savings or demand deposit. That's why at the personal level, if you are making decision, no, on a personal level, your major concern there would be, if I earn, if I earn, where do I put my money? Yun yung concern mo. So, if you earn, where do you put? Savings, investment. Okay? If you would like to maximize, then it would be savings. On a business context, first, you need to have funds. No? You need to have supply of funds. If I have now supply of funds, I need to earn. If I earn, I need to divide it between the firm and the owner. Okay? So that's your major concern if you are in finance in terms of the entity. So what is the last? Who is the last entity? The government. No? Take a look. And what is the government concern? Tingnan nyo, you have the government will now be looking at, although at the financial services, because you're looking at the career opportunities. But before we go to that, let me look into the role of the government. Okay, the in slide 1-4, ano yung mga diniscuss sa slide 1-4? It discuss about the what, diba? And it discuss the who. What? Kasi you're looking at the science, you're looking at art, diba? And you're looking at money. Then we are now looking at the individual and the business firm. Now in this page, we're looking at the government because they are providing services. They can also be regulators. Okay? So, in this particular page, why career opportunities? Because the career opportunity, what will it give us? The career opportunity will give us this one. It's the O word. What is that O word if it is the career opportunity? This will give us our expectation. And expectation is related to the output with all our uh, hard work. Okay? That would be our hard work. You know? Because you are working hard, this is what I can have. And you can work in a bank, in a real estate, insurance, and personal financial planning. And you would somehow earn a lot from this. No? Now, if this is expected output, then we take a look at the role of the financial managers. Kasi sabi dito, your managerial finance, no? The concern of managerial finance is looking at the business. The entity that you're looking at is the business. And if it is syempre finance, financial affair, regardless of who you are, private, public, large, small, profit or not non-profit, no? Kahit sino ka pala, no? Kasi nga sa finance, ano yung ating isang word na matatandaan natin? You are involved in a polygamy type. You're practicing polygamy, no? In managerial finance. Kaya kita nyo, dahil mong karelasyon. And take a look at the items in the tasks to be performed by the financial manager. Developing a financial plan or a budget. Where are we going to relate it? The financial plan, budget will be operations, diba? And extending credit. Saan to? Sales. So, operations pa din. Evaluating proposed large expenditure. This will be in capital budgeting, so that would be investing. Raising money. Hey, that is financial because raising is supply. The good thing with financial plan, operation short term. And then you have long term. Long term will be now, papasok din dyan yung sa investing, yung sa capital budgeting. Kasi when you develop a financial plan, that is with master budget in accounting. And master budget can be operating budget and financial budget. So, ito yung capital budgeting. Ito yung sa income statement, no? And this one, you can also prepare the statement of cash flow and balance sheet. Because the output there will be, anong tawag nyo? Pro forma FS. Okay? So, what have you noticed? If I am a financial manager, really the task that I will be performing is with financial activity, with investing activity, and operating activity. Looking at the different tasks to be done by the financial manager.